EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Brady going to throw. Rolling to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. And the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Brady now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Moore. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
So no gain on the play. They'll decline the penalty to not give them the down back.
And were you thinking to yourself that maybe they would take the yardage there?
Yeah,
because
possibly.
I definitely was. But as you noted, maybe they're just looking at the downs chart and saying, okay, we're comfortable where we are.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And the Texans are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against an interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time, you're looking at them and going,
oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Murray trying again after the pick six. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Big Derek Brown making the stop. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Well, here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw, it's Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And it is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Chuba Hubbard with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw here into the hands of Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of '85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's third year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
These two teams all tied after one. Second down at 7. Throwing now is Murray. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Murray fighting, lost the football. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
That'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now Brady. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A huge play there for Houston. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. A give running right. It's Hubbard. A giant hole up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Chuba Hubbard with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. Now it's Brady. And this is complete to Moore on the comebacker. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well. A well-thrown ball? Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route. Wait, 20! They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down. And that's incomplete. From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail. The Panthers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Brady. Over the middle, complete. That's Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will. 2nd and 4. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Brady to throw. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now fourth down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either way.
Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On play action, it's Murray. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Texans have retaken the lead. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's up and good to make it 21-17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive. They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone. Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty. It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play. McCaffrey following the penalty. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon. Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Now a play fake. Brady. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They run the counter. Moore. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Panthers are once again going to retake the lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady now to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. On play action, it's Brady.
Oh, look at the catch there by Moore.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Boy, that completion comes with a high degree of difficulty, especially on the catch. Had to look that one in one-handed, able to do so, and ends up picking up a 1st down as well.
Brady now on 1st down.
And he'll air this one deep for Anderson.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Christian McCaffrey.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Panthers 31, Texans 21.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
Steps away to his left.
And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the first down and then slides to the ground.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
They'll try the left side. Wall. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
63 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. McCaffrey. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
To throw is Brady.
And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore. DJ Moore, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to go up top again. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Brevin Jordan, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans cut into that lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers hands team does its job. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They run the counter. Wall. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. Murray now. Disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Oh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Pulled in at the 24. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 117 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now they'll throw with Brady. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Brandon Cooks. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On 1st down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Hey, we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers, but how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
On 2nd down now, it's Hubbard. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On the give, this is Hubbard. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Big Ace open, Big Ace open. 24 is the mic. Hey, Ace.
Now Murray's got to have this one. Forced out to his left. And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the 1st down and then slides to the ground.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
You got three down.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And they will take a knee here.